To our January 10th. It is the 10th, right? Yeah, okay. I'm not going crazy yet. January 10th Dojo here. We have a few people that are joining us, and we will do introductions here in a minute. Stephen, Brad, Frank, and Victoria. Again, here it's Jacob Crowdy. So today's topic here, we're going to go to the whiteboard for it because guess what? What do I like to talk about when we do these things? Crap that is happening on our floor right now, okay? So today's topic is, this is going to be a terrible drawing, okay? But I'm just going to say here, and then we're just going to do this here, Okay, and here, we're going to call this a store. What are we talking about today? We're talking about this little bitty Louis bag here that's in the corner, and you're walking by, and you go, oh, that's a really nice bag. I wonder if I can afford that. We're talking about price shoppers, window shopping here, okay? For some reason, this has become rampant on this floor here recently where people are going to the website, they're putting in a quote, or they're putting in their information, they want a quote, they want something like that, and they just go, I want price. That's it, okay? This right here, these window shoppers, this is a trap, okay? They want to know what the price is. Go on Medicare.gov and look. You can find it there, okay? But if anybody from the very get-go is talking about how much does this cost? How much will this cost? What's my out-of-pocket going to be? How much is my premium? How much are they going to deduct? That should immediately bring up a red flag for you to go, I have no control in this conversation. I have no control because they're asking every question, and guess what? The second you give them and you bite into it, you've lost because they are now controlling it. They are pushing you to give them the information that they want, not the information that you need. Okay, so this is what we are talking about today. We're talking about window shoppers, disclosing price too soon, how that kills a sales call, especially too, because you are going to get quite a few people that do this from the very beginning of your presentation that goes, okay, it sounds great. How much does it cost? Don't fall for it. Frank, you've got something real quick.
Can we also talk about ways to avoid that trap period?
Yes.
Even if they're calling up saying, I want to apply for a Plan G for Mutual of Omaha, can we just talk about that stuff too?
Yes, that is what we're going to address here.
Wonderful.
Too. But, I mean, Victoria, how many times have you ran into this here recently with some of the transfers?
Half a dozen times in this week.
I just got off one right now where they didn't even ask if what the guy's employer coverage was or how much it costs. Mm-hmm. That's page 4 of the script. You know, so whenever you skip things, you don't do your proper discovery and go from A to Z. If you try and skip elemental P, which is the most fun letters in the alphabet there, then you're never going to close this because you do not have the control. Okay, so we're going to sit down. We're going to go around a little bit. We're going to discuss it. But this is my example from this week here too, okay? I called a guy, and I learned this from this guy sitting right here too. Called a guy yesterday, and he goes, damn it, I just wanted a quote. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And you know what my response is? You know, some of you guys know that are watching here live are career agents too. I go, well, how can you can't apply for it without an agent anyway? You got to talk to somebody. And he goes, well, I just wanted to see what the numbers were. And I go, I can tell you what they are. He goes, well, I don't want to know now. And I go, why? Why? I was like, buddy, you got me. Okay. I go, and it was like I was holding a child's hand. I was like, stop being so defensive. You can only do this with my help. You can't go and buy this yourself. You can't do this yourself. You don't even know how you qualify. You don't even know how much, you don't know anything. Sorry. But I had to tell him, stop being defensive because you don't know as much as you think you know. And he just did the,
I'm waiting on you.
Yeah. He was just like, well, I just wanted a price. And I told him, look, buddy, hey, when you want a competent agent to go over this with you and stop window shopping, like you're looking for $1 million house and you can only afford $50,000, I'll be here for you to go over every option. And so, you know, if he was like, okay. All right. And so I was like, so what's going on here? He's like, well, I'm driving right now. And I was like, of course you are. You are the type of guy to drive and talk on the cell phone at the same time. Okay. You're that guy. And I'm sure he was holding it up to his ear too. But that was a trap of all traps. Me and Brad were talking about this too when we were eating our chicken for lunch here today. What did you say about people that ask for price? What do you do?
Well, I used to just shoot them a quote for a high deductible plan.
$45 a month. How's that? Oh, well, what does that do? Well, you tell me.
Mhm.
If you're just looking for a price, we don't even know what you're looking for. We don't even know if you qualify. So you have to start off with the basics. You have to go through selector questions, find out exactly what they're looking for. There's so much to it. Of course, there's no way we can just give them a price.
Mhm.
We have to go through everything.
There is a phrase that, we don't take a Hippocratic oath as an agent. I think there needs to be something like that, though, where it says, you are working with the best intent of the client. Whether you are a hospital doctor, whatever it is, but
Our career agents do that. It's a part of their contract.
well, yes, we're like 2 Chainz. All right. We different, right?
If you
We
define
different.
right,
Yep.
we
We
do.
different. Okay.
We do take it on.
But because just like that, if you don't know what you need or you don't know what's going on, why am I going to quote you? You lose momentum here. And especially too, if you were just starting here, if you were just all about money, 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 guess what they're going to be about next year? Another agent. This is like when I was running this last week, I was talking to you guys about this too, about actually talking to them as a human and making a friend first, having them buy you, then the plan. When that comes up to me and somebody's like, hey, I want to sign up for an AARP Plan G. And I go, terrific. We can certainly look at that. But first, I got some other things I got to do. All right. So let me get down here. All right. What's your zip code? What's your age? What's your thing? Okay. Let's go through here. All right. Number 1, are you on Medicare? When are you going to start Medicare? What current coverage do you have now? Do you have final expense? Do you have dental, vision, and hearing? Okay. Get to it. Selector questions. All right. So it does look like that AARP plan, might be the best thing for you, but do you know how it works? Let me go over that to the part A and B presentation to the very end to where, AARP might be the best one. There might be a better priced option out there for you that is there, and we will find it out. But in doing that, that's an hour to hour and a half conversation rather than somebody goes, okay, I want a Plan G with AARP. All right, it'll be $150. Let's get it signed here. You think that person knows who you are by the end of that phone call?
Do they know what it does? Because they would have already bought it if they did.
Exactly.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times, every time I hear someone in the first 5 minutes of a call go, oh, well, I have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm sitting there going, I harken back to my young days, the first times I saw Star Wars, where Admiral Akbar was like, it's a trap. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't established any value in the product. And if something as simple as a towel chamois or an automatic mopper sits there and talks for 45 minutes in an infomercial before it says one price point, you should probably do the same because you're not establishing value.
Yeah, price quoting goes against everything we've said, which is selling yourself, right? As soon as you price quote, you're selling the product and they don't care about you. You want to let them know who you are, your knowledge, how weird you are, how much into Star Wars you are, if that may be the case, whatever. You want to bond with them because, again, if you're giving quotes, you're selling the product and you are nothing at that point, and you're sold yourself way short.
Mm-hmm. We haven't heard from Steven over here. Steven, what's your take on it?
So what I do, if they're just a looky-loo, I got to pull that out. So if they get to the point where they're getting very abrasive, I say, I can absolutely give you numbers. But what's worth more to you, your money or your time? And they have to think because they're they're going to say, oh, my money. It's like, okay, great. I'm going to give you a quote. You're going to run with that quote. You're going to be looking for agents. You're going to be looking for prices. You're going to be matching. You're going to be wasting your time. So that tells me that all you want is to justify a number in your brain. Mm-hmm. And that is wasting your time. So that tells me that you have no concern about your time at all. You can completely wait, and they trigger something, and I'm like, oh, okay. So he's trying to explain to me that there's a process with this quote. If they say, oh, well, my time is valuable. Well, absolutely. So the way that this process works, and then I go into the process. But that watershed question allows them to, it puts them on their heels, which we want. It allows them to get control. And it allows that conflict to start getting away from the conflict and have them step back and say, all right, well, I've been asked a question that I have to think about. This guy's gonna, if I don't care about this agent, I'm gonna give a random answer, and I'm having them talk. And that watershed question, like I said, allows me to direct where I want to go with that conversation. If this is going to be worth my time, because this guy's driving or this guy's going to be a jerk or, just window shopping, then we got to get to him admitting that he's just window shopping. It's like, great. If you're just wanting numbers, I can give you numbers, but it's wasting your time. Let's talk about what needs to be done with these quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we have a conversation.
The one thing that I want to touch on here that Grip was talking about is, they say, find pain points, all of that here, make that around your clothes here. Find out what pisses them off. It's that simple. I had a guy that I was working with yesterday where he got screwed. Okay. He just got screwed. He's on VA. He's just on traditional Medicare. And during AEP, he tried multiple times to enroll in just a standard MA plan, just one of the value honor plans, just to pay for his Part B, because he hated paying for Medicare. He's just one of those guys. But every agent that he said, I talked to 4 different people, he let them know, hey, I think I'm moving to Arizona in about April or so. Do you know what every agent said?
Call me back in April.
Call me back in April. Even though he could have signed up for January 1, somebody could have got paid. Every agent he talked to said, wait until you move, then we'll talk to you. And I told him how ridiculous that is. I go, so they just screwed you because he had to go to some dermatology place. And, he only has A and B for civilian hospitals. And he had to pay like $600 for this little procedure. And it was a little cancer procedure, so we couldn't get him a supplemental plan because he had cancer treatment in December.
What kind though?
It was
basal cell
melanoma.
Okay, melanoma, yeah.
So he had melanoma, so he couldn't get him a supplemental plan. And talking about it, there were no special enrollment periods or anything. I spent like an hour and a half on this guy because by the end of it, me and him were just shooting it. But everybody he's talked to, and he goes, you're so much different than everybody I've talked to, because all somebody does is let me get you more money back on your Social Security check. Let me do this. You have VA coverage. Let me get you this plan that has this benefits. It's not going to cost you anything. Your out-of-pocket's going to be $4,000, $7,000. Everybody just wanted to push benefits. Nobody actually talked to the dude. And then when you talk to him, he goes, man, I just hate paying Medicare. He goes, I don't care about if I go to civilian doctors. He's like, I mainly just go to the VA anyway, if it's specialty. But his big thing was, I hate this Part B premium. I hate that they take it out. I want to do something about it. It wasn't him trying to get more dental, more vision, save money, blah, whatever agents out there say in the first 2 minutes to keep somebody on the line here. He just wanted somebody to talk to. And at the very end, I just go, look, you hate paying for stuff that you don't think you're using, don't you? And he goes, absolutely. And I go, and I bet I can say the second thing, because you are like me, you hate being screwed over.
Yes, that's all true. But I think one of the things that we're going off is we're going on a tangent of the general concept. How do you actually handle with someone that's just specifically price shopping? Mm-hmm. And there's some components here I think that we're not really delving into because we're doing good things. We're talking about our actual experiences, which are fine. But realistically speaking, if we dive deeper into what happens and historically what happens when because what we do is pretty innovative for the industry. But when you look at other markets and other things like that, sales is sales. And in a way, marketing is marketing. A good example, Abercrombie & Fitch used to be an outdoor outfitter, right? Mm-hmm. Fishing gear, and we'll go on expeditions. Teddy Roosevelt used to use them and all this other stuff. Dying brand. One of the things they did when they revamped, they really didn't change too much until they got into t-shirts and stuff, but they would still have all this other stuff. But one of the things they did is like everyone else has window shopping and we don't have anything to draw people's eyes. So you know what they did?
They created models.
Not just that, before the models.
Sexy models.
Shirtless Tyler sitting out there. They covered their windows. Yeah. They covered all of their windows. Yeah. And they put blinders on them later. And the reason they did that is because if you want to see what's in this store, you have to come in the store. So by going out and acquiescing to someone, I want price. Well, I have to show you value, right? And you don't know what value is, so you have to come in the store. And if you perceive my only value in this exchange right now as giving you a price and I do it right away, then what are you on the phone with me for? You got what you wanted, right? So no matter what you should do, if someone asks for a price at any time before you're ready to give a price, you tell them no. I'm not ready for that. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you qualify for. I don't know any of these other things. You have to engage with me for me to provide you the value that you want. And if you want a price, it's going to be on my terms. You don't have to say it that way. You just go, I'm not ready to give you. I don't know if I can give you. It won't be accurate. Let me confirm this information. Now let me tell you why I can give you one. What else do you need? What are you looking for? What are you looking for it to do? What are you looking for the world to be? That's when you get in there. But for people to go, everyone's a looky-loo. Everyone's a looky-loo. I don't care who it is. Everyone thinks they just want a price. They hear Plan G is the same as everything else. They hear it's the best thing, and that's what they want. And that's generally enough for them to make a buy. But they don't know when they can sit there and go, this person I am talking to has all the prices. So how do you demonstrate that? Well, you have to get them in the store. So people sitting right there. We have advanced quoting technology where we sit there and we can actually see and actually denote when someone clicks a button that says apply now and how far they can go in adding their information to create and generate a higher level lead. You know how many people go past that third step? Less than like 0.1%. They either call in or we call them and they go, yeah, I was just looking for it. Well, you just saw a price for every single company. You're still shopping? So we don't give out the price. That's it. I can't quote you on something unless I know it's what you want. Well, I want a Mutual of Omaha Plan G. Why do you want it? What are you looking for? That's it. I need to see if you qualify for it. I need to see if we can even get it to you if it's available in your area or your state. There's a ton of stuff in there, so we just avoid doing that. I don't like the concept of saying, is this guy a looky-loo or not? They're all looky-loos. I just have to get them in the store. So put up the blinders, pique people's curiosity. They'll sit with you through all the shit that we're going to put them through because we need to put them through it. Because I have to demonstrate value. Everything's on an equal scale. And if someone has asking for prices, they've already gone through this. They've already done homework. And those scales are not tilted either way. And they're not going to be unless we load up a ton of value into it.
Well, the value is us.
Right.
You know, that's the value.
Right.
I mean, you can go anywhere, get the same quote from everybody, call the insurance company directly, get the same quote. And that's very important. It's because you can go through a whole presentation. Oh, great. Thank you. I'm going to call it and then buy that. Click. You have to establish yourself as the value and the agency, company, agency, policy price. You know, that's what they're buying. They're buying for some, you know, it's not the insurance. They want somebody they can go to every year or whenever they want that's going to be able to provide the expertise and make sure they're taken care of.
Right.
That's what they want.
But also,
to piggyback off, I got my boy Jim called today because they're in a little tussle with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I just switched his supplement over to Cigna here this month. But he called in last week for a error-coded bill that was for like $19, and called Cigna, called the hospital. Doctors, got everything taken care of. But when I was talking to him this morning, I was like, hey, man, sorry, I had to get back to you this morning. I was still on that call. I shot you a text message saying, hey, it's just going to be easier. Let me call you in the morning. He goes, oh, no, man, no worries. And so we talked about, just us, just talking about whatever it is for 15 minutes. Then we talked about the dental plan thing. And then at the very end, he goes, I just got to say something. I'm impressed that you got as pissed as you did for $19. And I go, yeah. I was like, you got to. You don't have to pay that. You shouldn't pay that. You won't pay that. And he goes, well, it's just even since he goes, it's a $20 bill, round it up. But for you to put in 45 minutes last week to get that resolved, he goes, that was you lost money doing that. Mm-hmm. And I go, I know I did, but it's okay because I still have you. And looky here now. Not only do I have you for you and your wife for 6 policies right now, potentially we're adding on 2 more this week. Just by having that value to him that you're talking about, that he knows when things like that happen, you can go to a person. And that is what you have to show them, especially too when they're walking in, just like you said, they're just looking just all willy-nilly. I just want a number sign. You got to think in the back of your head that, okay, this isn't objection almost that you have to overcome. But you have to show your value when you are presenting it.
Let me ask this question.
Go ahead.
if you're a brand new agent
Mhm.
learning about the landscape of Medicare, what are some ways that you can show your value without showing people that you're new?
Yeah, what are some responses to?
What are
to
some
people
things
who are
that
just
new
window
agents can
shopping?
take with them that can show, hey, you have me on the phone. I'm a valued agent. I'm going to take care of you. What are some things that new agents can impart to their clients without sounding new and eager?
You know, with them, it was kind of piggyback off what Frank said too. You know, if they're, I want a price for AARP, perfect. I can get you that, but I just want to make sure that it is the right thing first.
Okay.
Because it's all about, you can come up with any type of sales book line, whatever you want, something that you found on the internet, on Twitter, on Reddit, whatever type of rebuttal that they have where people have, God, I worked at a place we had rebuttal practice one time where the internet went out.
Mhm.
God, I wanted to quit that day. It's just where it's like, throw the tennis ball to somebody. Here's a rebuttal. It's too. That was my Buckley voice when he's being like that. Like, the price is too high. Well, maybe you just can't afford it, dog. But to go back to it, it's, in the psychological side, it's all about just controlling in it. So you don't have to sound like you don't know everything, because guess what? You probably don't at that point. And by you just saying a price, you're like, look, I don't want to be wrong with this.
And I want to emphasize that point there. Okay, that's a very important point. That a lot of these new agents, just talking to these new agents, they're like, I'm so nervous because I don't know everything. And that needs to be reiterated. Like, no one knows everything. And you don't need to know everything at this moment of the conversation.
But you know how to make a friend, don't you?
Exactly. Yes.
And that's what you want to do.
Yes.
People buy from who they can trust.
Correct.
Well, but part of that is openness and honesty. And you don't have to sit there and go, I'm an expert or anything else. We're talking about that divestment of ego. But it's absolutely okay for you to say, I have a way. I need to do this to make sure it's right. And don't blame. I hate hearing, well, our company mandates that I do this. Screw that. You're the expert. What? I do this the right way, or I don't do it. Right? I have a standard procedure. I have found that this is the best way to get it right. I don't want to be wrong.
I don't want to lose.
I don't want to lose. I don't want to put you in a position of loss. I don't want to put you in a position of exposure. I just want to make sure everything's right. Say that stuff, right? I need, yeah, I can get you that price, absolutely, but I need to make sure we have everything right so I'm not giving you bad information. I hate when that happens. Ooh, I hate when people give me bad information too. Great, I'll stick with you for another 5 minutes. Right? And you know what I'm saying? Low key, those other assholes going to give you bad information. They didn't do their job right. I mean, do you really hire a carpenter, hire a plumber? You want the cheap guy, or the guy goes, well, I need to take a look at it first to make sure everything's right, and also I need to come back afterwards to make sure it's going to work again. It stays right. I'm hiring that guy, not the guy going, I'll do it for $43. I'll be out of your hair in 30 minutes.
I saw a TikTok like that. Man, I think you said lit or something. I don't know. You said something just 2 cents ago. Now I'm referencing TikTok here, but I saw a TikTok where it was a guy that were making fun of general contractors. And they go, all right, that'll be $440 down, and that deposit is for the materials. And then it's like, who would ever get that person?
Right.
It's like they haven't been to the house. They don't know what materials they need, anything. It's like they're just going to take the money and run away.
Right.
Instead of, hey, I got to come out there. We got to talk about this. We got to see what's going on before. And she goes, yeah, you down payment for supplies first, and then we'll go from there.
Well, and also there's another thing even in this, because we're building relationships with clients. Let's look at the relationships we've had. Everyone's heard this. Whoever marries a one-night stand, like just a flat out hookup. Hey, I didn't want to go hook up. Yeah. Guess what? We're not going to do that. Yeah, we're in a no judgment zone. But that's the thing, right? I haven't been able to develop. If you go out with a goal of just hooking up and that's what you're going to go do, then you're not going to have a real relationship on our, generally speaking, you end up going home alone anyway. So what ends up happening is, someone going, I just need your price, you little quote monkey, right? Kind of like the old show Code. Yeah. Anyway, so the thing is, it's like, I'm not going to dance for you. It's not my job to dance for you.
People are trying to test you, right? And you attack me, test them right back. I had a guy last week say, as soon as I answered the phone, he said, yeah, I have about 3 people working on emailing me quotes. I want to see what you can email me. And I said, I don't do that. And silence. And I let it get real weird and real quiet.
Mhm.
And he said, "What do you do?" I said, "I educate and I make sure that what I'm giving you is exactly what you need." And we went from there. And I said,
I also
"That's
have
what I
every
offer."
company in existence, so
Right,
that's
and
going to be a
that's
little
what
while.
I have I've been doing this a long
Mhm.
time. I know what I'm doing. I know if I dig a little, what the questions to ask you, and if you will come on this ride with me, we'll figure it out. And I won't have to be emailing you quotes, you know.
Have you,
And
ever, have you
yeah,
ever asked them? Have you ever asked them? Yeah. Have you ever asked the client, or like in a moment where are you like, have you ever thought that your methods don't work? You know, because
no, but I have a way of saying that and
Yeah.
saying like, no, that's
Because
how's that
no-
working for you?
yeah,
No is one of the 3 most powerful words in sales. People don't realize it. They hate saying it because they think the customer is right. By the way, he's not a customer unless he's bought from you.
Right.
So, and that's just the rule right
No,
there.
you're right. That's why I
When people
put
go,
them that way.
I want this, you go, nope. They go, huh?
Well, I was about to say, use that as what you say to them, where it's like, yeah, man, I'm just looking for a quote for a plan
Does
G.
it-
Just go, nope.
Yeah.
Well, you're putting them on their heels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all think I'm crazy. This
Yeah.
goes back to the voicemail thing that we talked about last week with our career agents. By the way, this week I told somebody, I was like, look, man, I'm obsessed with you. You got to call me here. I just want to chat with you. You seem like a cool guy. And he called me back. Yeah. And it was like, wow, it worked. Okay. I actually got the recording of it too. But it's just that thing there. If they ask for their Medicare card right away, just say, oh yeah, let me go grab this. Nope, don't need it. Don't need it. Because then they go, holy crap, this guy's different from everybody else that I talked to about Medicare. Because guess what? All other people do is one of the first things they want is, what's your Medicare card number so I can look you up in CMS.
Well, also, who has higher value in exchange? The person that's saying, I want something, or the person saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I like that one video you did a while back where it was Darwinism for dummies. Mess around and find out.
But yeah,
There's a limit there, and if I have boundaries, then I therefore have the respect for myself, but also I've been given enough respect because I'm an expert in my field to where people respect those boundaries.
Yeah. Some people will call and they think they're in charge of this call, and that's not the case.
They ain't.
Right.
They ain't. Their name, and this is what I want you guys to leave with here as we wrap up, and then we head over to the private Zoom meeting. What I want you to remember here is this: their name gets printed on the policy card, right? It gets shipped to them. That check gets sent to you. Your name is the one that is signed on it, stating that you followed by every rule, you did everything perfectly along with that. So do not think you have less power than they do. Okay, remember, these people are peers. That's how you need to address it. That's how you need to create that relationship with them. So if you have somebody that is just wanting price, you have to be able to control that conversation back into something more positive and get it away from it. Whether it be Brad's approach, where he's like, yeah, it's $35. And they go, what does it cover? And they go, well, I don't know. You just wanted a price. Here's 35 for you. How's that sound? Pretty good? Okay. Or mine and Frank's approach, where we just immediately go, look, there's only one way to do this, and it's my way. And if you don't want to do it my way, I'll find somebody else. It's fine. People get very kind of on their heels, like we've been saying here about that, because they've never heard it before. Because you have these other people where I want a price, and they go, oh my God, I'm going to sell something. Okay, here you go. It's $150. They go, all right, thanks, bye. Just like your guy. Which again, I got 3 other people quoting me here, and he goes, what can you do for me? And I go, absolutely nothing. And he will go, why? And I go, because I don't do that. I don't operate that way. I don't hold myself to that standard. I'm more than just a price.
I'm not sure.
And I'm also in an
Price
independent
cruising.
enrollment center, and the fact that you got these other 3 guys doing this means you don't know what this is.
Also, you have schmucks that are giving you
Right.
quotes too. So that
plus
is
getting you quotes takes 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Well,
Why are
they
you
see
still
all
getting
the
quotes?
numbers anyway. Why are you asking
go to
for a number?
Medicare.gov, put
Yeah,
your zip code in,
put
and
it
look it
on
up
our
yourself.
website.
Go to Medicare Gurus.
Yeah, we show them all. What does it? Do you know what it means? Well, no, I don't know what it means.
Why are you asking?
Let's talk about that.
Well, this was
quote. I want quote on house. How big a house? Well, house.
Big house.
You want a bathroom in there?
I
I
want
don't
big
know.
house.
What's a bathroom?
We're just
Doesn't
All right.
matter. I got-
Neanderthals.
all right.
Where
So
are we?
we are wrapping it up here. So that is it for today, guys. Here just for the dojo. We are hopping over to the Zoom here in just a minute for any of you other agents or agents that are watching right now, thank you all for watching. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions here too. But remember, join us here tomorrow for same stuff, different day. And we will be here to assist. So on the new sign out here for YouTube, Facebook, all those social media places, be good. And if you can't be good, be safe. Thanks, guys.